welcome to Grace and Lottie's. Elizabeth here. Going to be doing something a little bit different today. I saw this once that somebody did and I thought I want to try it. I want to see how this works and I want to see which one out of my stash is the best, and that is swatching on black paper. It seems a little counterintuitive at first. I'm like, okay, because how am I going to get the things in there? I'm going to have to draw everything with a pencil and everything, but then I saw that you can see it a little bit. It's not like the most perfect view, but you can see what's on the swatch sheet when you run it through a printer. So I thought, okay, I'm curious, which one of my pencils is the best? So I picked some good ones here to demonstrate. I've got my good old Koh-i-noors. They're in their own little thing here. And I'm doing 72s because I figure that's a good representation of the pencils without having to swatch giant sets like my 150, my 144s, anything larger than that. I've got Crayola, Arteza, Staedtler, Amazon, which I am not a huge fan of the Amazon basics, and my Prismacolors. If I have a little bit extra time, we might get what couple of Faber-Castells I have. I don't have a full set, so that's why they're not in the bulk of this. But I think I can get a good view of what they'll do with the couple that I have because of what colors I have. So anyway, in that set. So I think it's time to get swatching. It's the next day. Got them all swatched yesterday, so we have something to compare. I did these on black paper. Now I just wanted to show that not all black papers are the same for this, so test first, because like this is one type of black paper I have and you can see how much darker it is. It's great for drawing, but not if you like want to print a coloring sheet. I have a coloring sheet printed on that and you can kind of see it in the camera. In real life, it's nearly impossible to see. Like, actually the camera is picking up better than I can see it. So, while it worked great for this, for swatching and being able to see my marks, not so great. So, test them out first and then see, but probably one, and this is a higher grade paper. This is a lower grade. So, also comes in good because it's cheaper. So, first off right here, I have my Amazon Basics. They did okay. I have not been impressed with Amazon Basics as a whole. They're, for the most part, come across a little chalky in the feel, like they're rough. They're not real pleasant to work with. A couple of my pencils, the finish on them is even messed up, like to where they're rough on the finish. Don't feel consistent from pencil to pencil. It's really, that's the reason you haven't seen a video on them, is I just wasn't impressed. I didn't like it, and I didn't want to work with them that much to make a video. So starting with that one right here, then comparing to the Artezas. So now that we can compare, we can see a couple of things happening here. Number one, several colors start to look really similar. You see lavender and lilac. And the white in all of these pigments comes out quite a bit. Like, so if you see that there's a lot of them turn more white when you see them on black than you would think. But if I look over here, I can see a little more color variety. I'm not sitting in the same area. There's still several that come out really close. And if you watch the review on these, you'll know that the shamrock green and the turquoise are almost identical right here. They actually look a little more different on black than they look on white paper, so that's interesting. So as far as if I went head to head with these, I'm gonna say the Artezas win. Next, we'll look at Crayola. Now, Crayola does something different. You can kind of see we don't get some of the chalky whiteness in their colors, but we also don't get some of the vividness. So it's like a trade-off with them. I think they performed better than I expected, especially if you look at the white down here. The white is really white. Not quite as white as this white. There we go, white next to white right there. But for a set of, your standard Crayolas, pretty good. I was surprised. Now we're gonna move up in budget just a little. This is going into Staedtler Design Journeys. I was happy with them because they seem to be a little smoother in their color laydown. You can kind of see this looks a little choppy. This looks a little more smooth. With it, pretty decent color. Still not quite as vivid as the Arteza. They're pleasant to use though because of that smooth, the creaminess that they get in them. So between these, I would kind of say it's a draw between which one I would pick. Now we get into the more expensive pieces. I did do my Faber-Castell. These were incredible. Wish I owned more. Life goals right there to try to get a full set of Faber-Castells. These are the only ones I own in this set. I got them to fill in holes in my Koh-i-noor set because they are both oil-based. And you could just see from here, these were pretty smooth. These are incredibly smooth. It was incredible to see. Sadly, these will not be in the running for doing a coloring sheet because I don't have enough of them. Although that would be an interesting, using only these colors, what can I create? And I'm not going for that colorscape right now. So next we're gonna go into Prismacolor and Koh-i-noor. These two are very different pencils in that this one's oil-based, this one is wax-based. I'm gonna move my pencils right here. So they lay down very different. The smoothness of these pencils right here is incredible. Like this is not blended. You can kind of see just the coverage right there. These, you can see it leaves a little bit of the black behind. These blend incredible. The way the colors pop off the page, it almost feels like they're neon pencils on this black because they just pop so much. So I'm really at a hard, I don't know which one I want to do with this because they are so similar. And I've got this coloring page right here. And yes, this coloring page will be available if you want to do it as well, that I have printed onto this black paper to get to do. And which pencils I want to do. Look at the piranha plant. I love that this has a piranha plant right here. So anyway, which one do I want for this? Because it's a hard call. I will end up using my big sets. I have the 144 set here for my Koh-i-noors, and I will use the full 150 set of my Prismacolors just so that I have every color I want. I don't feel like being limited with this, and it's a hard call. So let's look really, really quickly. If we're gonna be doing this, I want oranges, purples, and greens. So this one has good greens right here, good variety of purples, and good variety of oranges. Same here, I know the variety of oranges is good too. Oh, this is such a hard call. I think for this one, okay, we're gonna go with Prismacolors, and then the next one I'll do Koh-i-noors. We'll do a different picture for Koh-i-noors, okay? We're not gonna do a side-by-side comparison. I love both pencils, they're great pencils. They're just different in how they work. I've also thought about doing one with the Progressos. We didn't do the Progressos in these. It's a 24 set of woodless pencils, and they are surprisingly incredible. So we will do Prismacolor today. We'll do Koh-i-noors in the next one because I'm having trouble. They both do great, and they're different. And so that's why I can't say which one's better than the other. It depends on what you're looking for. I'm not gonna be using Gamsol. I'm gonna be using just a wax blender for these, blender pencil, burnisher. So let's get cracking. this. It turned out so much fun. I was a little nervous because when I hit it with, I used some matte varnish on it to get rid of some of the shine. It took a minute for it to kind of settle in, and I was like, I may have just ruined it. And then slowly the colors crept back out. I was like, okay, phew. Saved. But I love the way this turned out. Guess what? You can get this coloring sheet as well as some others over on the Etsy store, as well as the swatch sheets that you saw me use. All there, ready. I mean, you just download and you can print. You can print them on whatever paper you want. Just FYI, I used like just black construction paper for this project. I found it had enough, like it was off black just enough. But other paper, that the Canson paper that I love as well, was too black for printing on. It was too hard to see. So just to let you know what I used, and it actually worked as a great medium. It had a decent amount of tooth, as you saw with all the different swatching, working with it on here. I had a blast. I'm sure you've seen some of the shorts and seen the tips. So if you haven't, make sure you go check those out, because I've got my tips for working on black paper as well, because you do have to think a little bit different with that. But that is it for it today. I've had a lot of fun getting to do this project, and I look forward to the next one with you. Bye.